and I've got my spaghetti squash. I am going to make a spaghetti with the spaghetti squash for the noodles, and I'm going to use ground turkey for my meat and my sauce. But anyway, I'm going to show you how I cook these. These are real simple. I do have a video on how to cook spaghetti squash, but I'm going to show you how I do this. Now I'm only going to put about a teaspoon of olive oil on each of these. We really don't need, well, maybe even 3/4 of a teaspoon, because we really don't need much. Okay, so there you have that. And then all I'm going to do with that is just sprinkle a little bit light salt, real light salt. And I'm going to put cracked pepper on. Okay, and that is all I'm going to do. That's all the seasoning I'm going to put on them. Now with these, I'll move that around. I flip mine upside down. I know some people don't, but if you don't flip them upside down, for some reason the moisture tends to gather in there and they get real wet and soggy, and I don't like that. So I keep mine upside down. But anyway, these are going to bake in the oven until they're nice and tender, probably 40-45 minutes. And I got my oven set at 375. So when these are done, I'm going to let them cool, and I will be back in a little bit to show you how I do the sauce. I'm going to put together my meat and my sauce. So in this pan, which is nice and hot, I'm going to put about 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil. You don't need much. And that's a healthy oil. And my pan is nice and hot, so it'll just take it a minute to get the oil nice and hot. And with that, you can hear them sizzling. I got a bunch of onions in there. And I'm going to just give them a nice stir. Just brown them up a little bit. I want them to get a little translucent. So it might take a couple minutes. Then I got my turkey burger I'm going to put in there, but see, it doesn't take much olive oil. And they're all coated with it. They smell wonderful. Okay, with that, I'm going to put in probably a good tablespoon, half a tablespoon of garlic. And of course that juice is going to make it smoke like crazy. We'll turn this down just a little bit. There we go. Those are wonderful. Okay, take that off there. I'm going to open up my turkey. Okay, here we go. I got 1 pound of ground turkey. It's going to go in there. Perfect. I took it out of my freezer, but there's still a little frozen chunk in there, but that's all right. It'll cook down. Okay, I'm just going to let this go and stir it up a little bit until that turkey's all browned up, and then I'll be back and show you how I put together my sauce for my spaghetti squash. It'll be wonderful. Alright, so I'll be back. Hey friends, this is all browned up and beautiful. And see, the bottom of my pan is nice and clean again. Those onions were caramelizing on the bottom, and it deglazed it with the juice from that turkey, so it's all captured into the turkey. Wonderful. It's going to be wonderful flavor. So anyway, I'm going to set that aside. I am going to pour my tomato sauce in here. I just had to tilt my pan so it don't go all over. Alright. That's going to be wonderful. And that's my home canned tomato sauce. I'm going to turn that down on low. Now with that, I'm going to add my seasonings because my sauce is just plain sauce. And I'm going to put a good 1.5 tablespoons of Italian seasoning in. And of course, with my family, you can never have enough garlic, so there goes a little more garlic. And then I'm going to put a nice 1.5 tablespoons of parsley in there. Going to have to add a little salt, about 1 teaspoon or so. Perfect. And some fresh cracked pepper in there. Alright, mix that around because then I am just going to let this simmer away on the back of the stove until my spaghetti squash is done. And that looks wonderful with the chunks of onions. Beautiful. It smells wonderful. So there we go. I'm going to put my lid on that and I'm just going to leave it sit here and simmer down. So when this and my spaghetti squash is done and ready to put together, I'll bring you back and I'll show you how it goes together. Okay friends, I am back and my spaghetti squash is done and see, no juice. It's wonderful. I'm going to flip these over. I left them sit in the oven a little bit until they cooled off enough to handle. So here we go. I'm going to show you how I do this. How I put this together. This stuff is wonderful. I'll show you right here. You can just take it and it just comes out stringy. Wonderful. See how that does? Absolutely beautiful. So, and as what I do is I got a nice bowl right here and I just scrape it into that bowl. See, it looks like noodles. It looks like spaghetti noodles. Still a little warm. I'll scrape the rest of it when it's cooled down. But see how that looks like spaghetti noodles? That is wonderful stuff. It is very flavorful. And it will take on any flavor, any spices you put in it. You can use it for Alfredo, anything. It's wonderful stuff. It's a wonderful, healthy replacement to regular noodles. So there you have that. That is wonderful. Okay, now this is what I do. Beside of that, I know off the top of my head, because I eat this a lot, 1 cup of this is 31 calories. You can eat a lot of these. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to plate up some for the hubby. And then I'll show you my sauce. That turned out absolutely wonderful. Nice and thick and beautiful. See that? Okay, so I'm going to put that right on top of there. That is wonderful. And then you can put a little mozzarella cheese or Parmesan cheese. Have a tossed salad with it. This is absolutely wonderful. It's a low calorie. It's made with turkey or with ground turkey, so it's low calorie and a healthy alternative to regular spaghetti. So there you have it, friends. I'm going to add a side salad to this, and this is dinner. Thanks for watching.